you know, and it came back to bite Johnny for sure for a couple of games, and
do the same with Efren. Now Efren's going to have to go to the rail to this
he
end.
executes this shot, a very important shot.
Well,
I'm going to tell you, let's see what he does.
two cushions,
I mean-
good hit,
I mean,
and
what-
safe. Would you look at that
What
shot?
else do you
what a
have
shot.
to do?
What
What
a
do you
shot.
have?
In line, bank six cross out, falling a little short of his mark. Now we have to do a little bit extra. He may play
The 7 billiard as well. No, he went all out for the bank. Well, that was another example of that.
Speed that he did.
Corner pocket. How's that? How'd he hit it?
Look what he is. He has a... Archer will not make another appearance.
Oh, he hit the cushion.
Now that's a
Look at
perfect
that
pull.
shot.
Perfect pull, and that's perfect. Look, he's opting to go cross table, and then falling nicely for the 9. But not much.
You know what? But he certainly made short work of that round. Made a half-hearted attempt to bank the ball, but if he had hit the one more thinly and positioned the one on the middle of this end rail and gone behind balls on the other end of the table, so he could have done a little more with his safety opportunity in the very first shot.
Well, that's a pretty good observation, David, and very noteworthy. Had Archer really put all the emphasis on playing safe opposed to half going for the bank, which walked away from the table with a lot more equity than he did.
Exactly.
That's a good observation. Now Reyes is going to try to position the cue ball behind the 7, and this is a Reyes type of shot, which he illustrates to us once again.
I mean, I know that there are situations where there are two-way types of shots, but when you're forced with an option, if you can commit one way or the other, you give yourself a 1 instead of having 50-50 shot at both. So
not only can you be careless at the table in your execution, but you can also be careless in your thinking at the table, and that was one of those times that he was careless.
He may apply just a touch of inside English to take the 6-7
play.
Now this is an Efren Reyes type of shot. He's going to put the inside English on it, and using inside English on that type of a shot actually creates a little more of a problem pocketing the ball. But since shooting shots of that nature, no problem for him.
That's exactly right, and I know that I hear you often referring to Efren Reyes striking the balls thinly. The shots that do require a thin hit. He is
very interesting situation we have in front of us here. Notice the position of the 6 in relation to the 7 and 8. That's the middle ball. Let's see, in fact, how he negotiates this situation.
He may get in a position to bank the 6.
Or go back in line to bank the 6 cross-side. Falling a little short of his mark, now we'll have to do a little bit extra with this shot.
He may play the 7 billiard as well. No, he went all out for the bank. Well, that was another example of that.
Speed that he did.
Oh, he went all out for the bank. Well, that was another example of that.
Speed that he did, he would go into the 7, and then the 7 would end up somewhere in the general area where it is now. So therefore, really, it was kind of like routine. Reyes at the table, trailing in the match 5 games to 4. Happening, this match will once again be tied up.
This goes back to the safety on the 1 ball in 2 games ago.
Really giving us everything that we expected to get from it, because when these two players went to the table, we knew it was going to be a close match.
Right.
After game number 10, Archer 5, Reyes 5.
Beating Earl Strickland in the finals, and as you said, he won the straight pool tournament. So he is really on his game, and he's other than the shot.
Reyes breaking the balls, pocketing the 1 ball in the side pocket. Now he's playing, breaks the balls. He's so powerful when he breaks the balls. He pockets 1, 2, and sometimes even 3 balls on the break. Everyone has to rely on him.
Well, it's hard to see if he has enough of the the right-hand side of the 2 to pocket it. He's pushing out.
No, he was shooting a 3 ball. The 2 ball had disappeared off the table. I thought that the 4 ball
Really limits what Johnny can do here because he has to aim wider and spin into the 3 ball with right-hand English.
Now what Johnny wants to do, and eventually ending up in back of the 9 with the 3 ball. The cue ball then should go somewhere in the area of the 8. It'll brush the 8. Now if he can miss the 6, he'll have executed that shot perfectly.
That was perfect. You know, Johnny is a great player, great safety player, great kicker, but this type of game really plays into Efren's strength.
But Efren, as good as he is, the game is at a distinct disadvantage here. You have to agree with that.
Absolutely.
Notice the speed that he hit the shot with. Realizing that he hit it with the speed that he did, if he hit the ball fully, which he has, a player like Efren Reyes, and really there aren't any other players like Efren Reyes. It's so hard to play Efren Reyes, knowing that every kick that he's going to probably hit it, and probably hit it on the right side. So mentally, you have to prepare yourself of that's exactly what he's going to do, and accept it.
Oh my goodness.
Archer trying to shoot a difficult cut shot. Obviously, he has a great opportunity to take the lead once again.
You know, these balls are tricky, you know, when you have to get back down to the other end of the table. He's hitting the 3 ball very thin on the right-hand side. He has a makeable shot at the 4.
But that's not a problem because he's able to bridge nice and comfortably away from the cushion. He'll just apply low left-hand English, spinning 2 cushions. Now he'll get a nice shot on the 5. 6 is across table on the He really did a fine job in pocketing the 3. It was an excellent shot. It was one of those shots that you really don't notice how tough it was, but it was a tough shot. I thought that this is where I wanted to be. I've ended up straight in. I have a lot more work to do now than I should have had.
That's exactly right. Well, it's the ball 2 cushions out, but if he has to draw it, he'll draw it up to the area of the middle of this. You're trying to draw the ball to the middle of the rail and back down towards the 7.
Well, the 8 ball would have been a big ball, possibly too much of a ball. So he made sure he stayed away from the 8. He accepted a little more difficult shot in the 7. No problem pocketing the 7. He's got himself a shot on the 8, but the cue ball, notice the position of the cue ball.
Well, he has to hit it with a little more pace than he would like as well to get position on the 9.
Now that was an excellent shot because you notice how hard he had to hit that end of the cue ball after contacting the 8. That was the top spin that he had on the cue ball because of the velocity that he put into the shot. Excellent shot. Game number 11 goes to Reyes. He leads in the match now by the score of 6 games to 5. Velocity. And when you shoot a shot like that with velocity, considering how closely the cue ball was in relation to the cushion, you diminish the accuracy quite a bit. Did it perfectly.
Let's see if he makes the 6 ball on the break. The 6 ball did go on the break as well as the 1
and the
in the
1
side.
on the side again.
The 1 in the side. This is getting to be a broken record, Billy. And now the 2-5 has cooperated nicely.
On the side again.
The 1 in the side. This is getting to be a broken record, Billy. And now the 2-5 has cooperated nicely.
He can't determine or see if he can pocket the 2 in the lower right-hand corner with comfortability. So therefore, let's see what he opts to do. The 2-5 combination was available. He's found the pocket the 2 on the side. Now he's going to have to go down table. He's going to stay away from the 7 ball, the ball on the left-hand cushion, applying a half a
Touch
tip
it
of
inside.
left English. The remaining gotten himself an ideal line on the 3.
He'll just come off the cushion directly on line where the 3 ball is.
Hit that a little roughly, but pocket speed, which enlarges the pocket. So
Yeah.
I like to get an overhead view of this shot and find out exactly what type of an angle he has. That's an ideal angle.
He's going a little too far here, Billy.
Now, this is really uncharacteristic. Now, this was the second time that he's really made a
I think what
blunder.
we're going to see him do is play the 7 ball into the area of the 8 and the cue ball behind the 9. I don't believe we're going to see him take an offensive opportunity at this. He may put the 7 in the corner pocket. How's that? How'd he hit it?
It looks like he has avenged his miss.
Pocket. How's that? How'd he hit it?
It looks like he has avenged his inability to play position for the 7. So therefore, that shot is quickly forgotten.
A little something for the fans. You know, play yourself a little out of line and chop the 7 down the rail. This is close to the shot that he missed on the 9 ball when the score was 3
Well, the
games
cue ball
to
was
2.
positioned much closer to the rail.
All right.
So there's this here shot, plays a lot easier. Game number, is this game number 12 or 11? 12, I do believe.
It is 12.
That was game number 12. Now Efren Reyes has a new game to play that brand of 9-ball. No matter who he faces in the finals, that person will definitely have their hands full.
That's very true.
Okay, Efren Reyes jumping the table. Now, this is definitely a momentum stopper. You have an advantage in the match. It's a relatively short race to 11, especially now, Reyes needing only. Efren Reyes jumping the table. Now, this is definitely a momentum stopper. You have an advantage in the match. It's a relatively short race to 11, especially now, Reyes needing only 4 game table on the break because it's such an important shot, the break shot, and such an important match. When he jumped the table on the break, it's an indication that he mishit 1 ball.
Right.
You would think he would have put more FT ball off the table.
And like I say, that's an area that in this game, and consequently he has won 3 9-ball titles. That was the only area that he really, that he had any problems in, and he's done.
Let's take it overhead once again. Okay, given the position of the 7, he really doesn't have to do much with the cue ball. So if he only has a 6 width, fortunately he doesn't have to do much with the cue ball, so he can hit it with a good pocket speed, which he's done. He cheated the pocket, and given the position of the 7, made the run up much, realizing that, hey, I don't have to do much with the 6. Only thing I have to do is hit it with the correct speed. I should be able to get the ball, which he's done quite nicely. And number 13 could loom very large in this match also.
That's exactly right.
This is game number 13, with the Pac will find himself only 1 game from the lead, trailing 6 games to 7.
I'm looking at my notes on this match, and while Efren Reyes was ahead by 1 game, 7 games to 6, before that game,
Massey, the ball, he had problems controlling it because of his, he had a Massey, so therefore I don't really consider
an
that.
unforced error, or a forced error rather.
Now, the last time he broke the balls, he pocketed 3 balls on the break. Now, 2 of those balls are gone off the table. He got a very, very fortunate kiss off the 8. The 2 ball was positioned perfectly for him. 3 ball in front of the side pocket. Balls are gone off the table. He got a very, very fortunate kiss off the 8. The 2 ball was positioned perfectly for him. 3 ball in front of the side pocket or near it. This is a very crucial shot. He has to attain the correct angle on the 3, and he has to get on the upper side of the 3. Once again, he illustrates real good cue ball speed, and that's what he needed to have. He needed to have on that shot. He'll want to position the cue ball on the other side of the table, behind the 7, to the left of the 7, just by going cross table like this. Now he has an option. He can either play the 7 to cinch the 6 and just play the simple position, playing position for the 7 in the upper right-hand corner. Well, obviously I was wrong, like I am quite often.
No, not very often, really.
And now he's played position for the 7 in the right-hand side.
He really was completely acceptable, and that again, goes to the great speed from the 5 to the 6.
For the 9 ball in the upper left, he'll have to apply left English. If he chooses to play position in the upper right, he may have to go with the center ball hit. Now he's opted to go 2 cushions around. See, nothing he had on that particular shot was natural.
Right.
It looks like he may have fallen to play position for the 8.
Right.
But this shot shouldn't create any problem for him.
Well, the shot that he had on the 8 ball there, my personal preference on that shot is to go ahead and commit to going to the 3rd cushion. That way you assure yourself.
So once again, this very sharply contested match.
This has been a great tournament. Really, some great matches.
Pocketing the corner ball. 1 ball finally coming to watch the 3 ball. It may know it's gotten by. It's gotten by. He got in the fight. The corner ball. 1 ball finally coming to watch the 3 ball. It may know it's gotten by. It's gotten by. He got in the 8 and 9. This rack should be his if he's able to keep strong concentration.
That's a excellent assessment. That's exactly what the situation is here. And on the very first shot, it appears that he may have fallen just a little bit straight in.
He's just going to go above the 3, forcing the ball above the 3. No problem here. Very nicely done. Matter of fact, he's positioned the ball ideally on the 3, favoring, if any side, the upside. He wants to stay behind the 4 slightly. He doesn't want to get on the other side, which he's done. Now he has the option, either the upper right-hand corner or the right-hand side.
He's going to play it in the side, Billy, and just float the cue ball down. He's falling just, you know, if he had gone another...
He would have liked to play position for the 5, to play position for the 6 in the side, but that's not what he did. He's falling a little short, but he has attained the correct angle on the 6 out of the position. So as long as he stays focused, there shouldn't be any problem. This is game number 15. This is a race to 11, 8 games to 7, if he's able to put down the 8 and the 9.
Well, we're well on our way to a hill, Billy.
There's a prime camera right in his face right there. But of course, he doesn't realize it's there. If he did, the score wouldn't be 8 games for Archer and 7 games for Reyes, would it?
No, Johnny has really been striking the break extremely well. You know, the corner, he's been forcing the corner ball in. And he's been, you know, really increased his ball pocketing percentage on the break. Now, this time the corner ball did not go, the 1 did not go in the side, and Efren Reyes is going to have a very good shot at the 1 in the side.
Archer has come up ball, and he has to cut the 1 into the side pocket, and he cannot hold the cue ball there unless he moves the 3 and goes into the 3.
He's going to hit it with the inside and go to the rail and just straight back up.
All right, he opted to hit the 1 ball thinly, not moving but his bridge hand here, so therefore this particular shot is going to play difficult. So I wouldn't be surprised to see something strange happen there. Well, he didn't take any chances. He cinched the 2 ball.
3 or 4 inches earlier, that would have been ideal, and you know, he just lost it just a little bit.
This is the key shot of the rack. He must attain the correct angle on the 4 to get back down 2 cushions around the 9, or to apply inside English to go 1 cushion up table. 2 cushions around the 9 plays natural.
Very nice shot. Excellent
The 8
direction.
ball becomes a possible interfering ball. He doesn't want the cue ball to get too closely to the 8, because if it does, he may have to, you know, it may hamper his bridge hand. The 7 ball, fairly difficult position near the side pocket close to the rail. So therefore, once this ball was eliminated, 9 ball sort of like alleviates the problem somewhat on position for the 7. He's not going to be able to get off that cushion very far because of the angle that he has on the 7. But considering the position of after pocketing the 8, going from the 8 to the 9. So fortunately, Reyes doesn't have to do much with the cue ball. If he pockets the 8, the 9's right there.
Right.
This is game number 16. Yeah.
8 games apiece. Race to 3 to see who faces Reed Pierce in the finals.
At a finals of a 9-ball event where there's standing room only, and you know, excited about what's happening. And in this match, there's reason to be excited because it's a great match, and there's probably the 2 greatest players in the world out there playing it.
Well, you know,
A great match, and there's probably the 2 greatest players in the world out there playing it.
well, you know, immediately Efren Reyes pocketing the 1 ball in the side. He did pocket, so you know he's wise to make that ball. Immediately, the position from the 3 to the 4, he's got to be in the gap between the 7. So he might hit this with just a touch of inside, a little follow. Yeah, and now he's gotten the angle to go, I do believe.
He may have the angle to draw in between the 6 and 8, maybe without even hitting the cushion. No, he used the cushion. Watch out, the 6-ball possible interfering ball, and it may have obstructed his view of the 5. I don't know. Well, seems to be happy with it. That's why I thought perhaps if it was a possibility, he wouldn't even deal with the side cushion. He would draw the cue ball in between possible interfering ball. But nevertheless, he's handling this situation quite nicely.
I'm not really it didn't look like he had that much angle on this. Shot it in and played the 7 in the upper left-hand corner. But
Well, this is just like turning on the light switch from this point on, you know. Just as easy it is for you or I to get up in the morning and turn on the light switch, that's how easy it is for him to run the last 2 or 3 balls of this particular rack. And with the pocketing of the 9, what will the score be?
the score will be 9 games to 8, Efren Reyes.
I'll tell you what, this race is very interesting. It's a race to 11. The time's running outside with regularity. Actually, that's what's enabled him to stay in the lead. Had he not been pocketing the 1 in the side like he's done just once more, the 1 in the side, that has given him opportunities that he may have not gotten had he not been pocketing them. The one in the side, that has given him opportunities that he may have not gotten had he not been pocketing the one in the side.
Right away, I think that Efren's going to have to play short corner to 3 cushions for position on the 3 ball. He's going to go on our side of the 5 ball to the short side for position on the 3. That was a look at that control. That was great. Great shot.
Once again, the cue ball positioned on the right side of the 3, underneath it. He didn't really want to position the cue ball in front of the 3. Then he would have very nicely executed. He has a great soft touch that he's developed by playing. You have to have a very soft finesse stroke to play well. Efren Reyes, possibly one of the best players in the world, or if not the best player in the world, playing bulk line, is illustrated there, pocketing the 3. Now the 5 to the 6, applying a little inside English. He should go then 2 cushions cross table. And then once again, he's got a great angle to play position for the 8. He stays focused and runs the 3 remaining balls on the table. He'll find himself on the hill, leading 10 games to 8. He's opted to play position for the 8 in the side pocket. He may have fallen a little short, but I think. Yes, no problem. This is game number 18. With the pocketing, Efren Reyes will then be on the hill, leading 10 games to 8.
He certainly made short work of that rack, and you know, that all began on to win this match. That's another 3rd place finish for Johnny Archer, and you know, he's knocking on the door, and you know, I feel certain that he'll win this title. But,
notice the 1. Okay, the 1 did not go in the side pocket. It went to the corner, and it hung up there. Okay, now Archer's really relieved because there was a good chance he may have not made another mistake here after. Could be curtains for Archer.
Well, he really does, like you say, feel very fortunate just to, you know, to make another appearance at the table. You know, he's fighting for his proverbial pool life in this particular match. And
let's talk a little bit about the situation at hand here. You know, he's really positioned for the 3. Notice that the angle that he has on the 2. He's going to have to do some work here. He's going to have to draw 2 cushions possibly, 1, 2, and then trying to play position for the 3, he missed the 2. Wasn't an easy situation. He was trying to play position for the 3, he missed the 2. Wasn't an easy situation. He was confronted with after the ball and play safe at the same time. He has to commit himself to either playing safe or going after the ball. Let's find out.
I'm not real crazy about how he's having to cue it.
Okay, now he said, I'll play the ball and play safe. Now he did the same thing Archer did earlier in the match. Had he just said to himself, he's able to hit the 2. Now notice, let's get an overhead once again. 8 and the 7, all right? Now the 8 and the 7 will stop the progress of the cue ball if he opts to play it that way, setting the 2 cushions down the table, which he has. Now Efren steps back to the table behind the 7. Now had he concentrated on just playing,
you know, and it came back to bite Johnny for sure for a couple of games, and it you know, it may do the same with Efren. Now Efren's going to have to go to the rail to this
he
end.
executes this shot, very important shot.
Well, I'm going to tell you. Let's see what he does. 2 cushions, good hit, and safe. Would you look at that shot?
What do you have to do? 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 I don't know what a man has to do. Okay, now we're back in action. Archer at the table, preparation to shoot, which may be his last shot of the match. He was able to hit the 2 balls successfully, but the balls are not, you know, understandably so. The man at the table, the magician, Efren Reyes, has certainly earned his label as a magician.
You know, that exactly what I was talking about when the score was 9 games to 8 and we came back from the break. It was either going to be it falls into that category, that 2-rail kick and left the cue ball behind the 9. That was really something.
So if there was any question, if the jury is still out, which it shouldn't be, about the ability and the talents of the man at the table right now, certainly his performance in this match has answered all of those questions, particularly in the kicking game. because that's the part of his game that I think excels well over any other player in the
For
world.
that, you know, this game is well on its way to being over.
Ray is very meticulously walking around the table, paying close attention to every detail, because this is where he gets paid right here. He knows that if he executes perfectly from this position, Archer will not make another appearance.
Oh, he hit the cushion.
Now that's
Oh, look at
perfect
that
pull.
shot.
Perfect pull, and that's curtains for Johnny Archer.
That most certainly is. And again, you know, Efren Reyes was rewarded.
Now that's
Oh, look at
perfect
that
pull.
shot.
Perfect pull, and that's curtains for Johnny Archer.
That most certainly is. And again, you know, Efren Reyes was rewarded with the 2-ball on the kick. That was just a great shot.
Look, he's opting to go cross table, and he wants to end up with the angle that he'll go then. 2 cushions out of the lower right-hand quarter, hitting the 3rd cushion, and then falling nicely for the 9. Well, a little suspense left yet, but not much.
No, well, I certainly enjoyed it, Billy. That's the end of the other semifinals. The finals of the U.S. Open, Reed Pierce and Efren Reyes. Yes.
You know,